Hi, I'm Josh Lambert, a product manager here at GitLab, and today I'd like to talk about what we are planning to work on in our 13.10 release for our global search team. You can see our planning issue here, but really we're working on two main themes this release. The first is we want to improve our Elasticsearch latency, or really to kind of take it back up a notch. We want to improve the overall search latency. And for those who might not be aware, advanced search depends upon Elasticsearch. And so therefore, this is where we're seeing most of the challenges. In fact, you can see here over time that the latency for kind of the ninth percentile actually got quite high in some cases, up to 15 or even almost 20 seconds long. And the average was also, the median was also getting pretty high as well here. Luckily, we've been spending a fair bit of time working on this, and we have been able to reduce a lot of the worst outliers and also work to drive down the overall average as well. And so we're making some really great improvements in the right direction, and we're spending time understanding also the root cause of this. And so as we learn more about what's happened here recently, right, you can see we're actually performing quite well up until about 2 to 3 months ago. We are learning how to address this. And so we will continue to chip away at the problem. And you can see here a lot of the focus on 13.9 and 13.10 has been to address this overall latency problem that was growing and now is being addressed. This really kind of goes into a number of areas that we're working to make optimizations. But one of the more recent realizations here, about 15 hours ago, is that we may have some kind of configuration errors or really kind of suboptimal configuration settings within our Elasticsearch settings. So number one here, for example, is that right now we are currently running our thread counts at 1, and this is likely causing it to be a little underpowered for our overall Elasticsearch cluster size. And this also impacts the max merge count, which also would be kind of lower than we would normally like to see. And so this is causing some spikes and some cleanup that's not necessarily being run on the segments. And overall, we're pretty hopeful about this, but also about a number of these other options that we are seeing as well to just further address the performance challenge. And so that really is kind of the main driver here, is to get latency and overall search query results back to a enjoyable level, right? So people like to use Elasticsearch and it's not taking so long that they give up or simply don't try searching again. So key driver there to try to improve the experience. We're also working on improving our documentation. So as we're making improvements to global search here over the last couple of months, more and more folks have been looking to configure it and take advantage of it. And as such, we have found that our documentation also needs to improve. And so you can see here that we are working on better documenting the exact role and permissions that are required. We're working to help improve our documentation on how to build and deploy Elasticsearch, as well as also configure the integration and overall just kind of searching behaviors that users might want to expect and see documented as well here. As we talk to customers and as we field requests from internal and external folks, this area has come up as one that we needed to address relatively soon here to make sure that we can really make sure folks are set up for success, are aware of the capabilities, and don't need to reach out to GitLab for help in deploying this. So overall, again, kind of there's a lot we're working on here, but the key main themes are tackling that latency problem, making sure we have an enjoyable solution to utilize within GitLab, and then improving our documentation for folks that are looking to get started or are already using it and looking forward to better user information. So thanks again and appreciate your time. Stay tuned for our next release, 13.11, which will be shipping in April. And I'll look forward to talking to you then. Thanks.